This video is a review of the topics that I've covered in the videos this week. So we've got surds, which was simplifying surds, expanding brackets with surds, so expanding and simplifying, and rationalizing the denominator. And we also had expanding triple brackets. Let's get started with simplifying surds. So we've got some examples. The first one is root 3 times root 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. So root 3 times root 5 is root 15. For the second one, we've got root 75. We can simplify a surd by looking at the square numbers that are factors of that surd and taking them out. So root 75, 75 is 25 times 3. So root 75 is root 25 times root 3. And root 25 is 5. So it's 5 times root 3, or just 5 root 3. The third one, 2 root 18. Again, root 18, I can take a square number out. It's got a square number as a factor, and it's 9. So I can say root 18 is root 9 times root 2. So I've got 2 times root 9 times root 2. Root 9 is 3. So I've got 2 times 3, which is 6, times root 2, so 6 root 2. And the last one, root 20 plus root 80, what I can't do is say 20 plus 80 is 100, so it's root 100. Surds don't work like that. That's not a rule of surds, but I can simplify them individually. So root 20, 20 is 4 times 5. So I can say root 20 is root 4 times root 5, which is 2 root 5. And root 80, so the biggest square number that's a factor of root 80 is 16. So I can say it's root 16 times root 5. And root 16 is 4. So that's 4 root 5. So I've got 2 root 5s plus 4 root 5s. So I've got 6 root 5s. If you did take 4 out of root 80, I'll show you what would have happened. So if you had said root 80 is root 4 times root 20, that's true. So you could have put 2 root 20, but we can simplify root 20 again. 20 is 4 times 5. So then we could have done 2 times root 4 times root 5. Root 4 is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And we get 4 root 5 again that way. Okay, some questions for you to try. So pause the video and give them a go. The first one, we've got root 2 times root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. For the second one, root 98. We're looking for a square number that's a factor of 98 to simplify it. And it is root 49 times root 2. Root 98 is root 49 times root 2. Root 49 is 7, so we've got 7 root 2. The third one, 5 root 12. Root 12 is root 4 times root 3. So 5 times root 4 times root 3. Root 4 is 2, so 5 times 2 times root 3. 5 times 2 is 10. So we've got 10 root 3s. And the last question, root 27 plus root 75. So 27 is root 9 times root 3. Root 75, we've already done. It is root 25 times root 3. Root 9 is 3, so we've got 3 root 3's, and we've got 5 root 3's. So in total, we've got 8 root 3's. Okay, next up, expanding and simplifying surds. So for this first question, the example, I've got 2 minus root 3 squared. And that means, squared means multiplied by itself. So that means we've got 2 minus root 3 times 2 minus root 3. So we're going to expand and simplify, expand the brackets. So we're going to do 2 times both the terms in the second bracket, and then this negative root 3 times both the terms in the second bracket. So 2 times 2 to start with, that's 4. 2 times a negative root 3, it's going to be negative, and 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. Negative root 3 times positive 2 is going to be negative. Root 3 times 2 is 2 root 3 again. And we've got a negative times a negative, which is positive. And root 3 times root 3 is 3. So simplifying this, we've got 2 numbers that we can add together. And we've got 2 root 3 terms we can add together. So we've got 4 and 3, which makes 7. And we've got a negative 2 root 3, take away 2 root 3, which goes to negative 4 root 3. Okay, a question for you to try. So you can pause the video, give it a go, and press play when you want to carry on. Okay, so root 2 times root 2 is 2. Root 2 times negative, positive times a negative is negative. Root 2 times 3 is 3 root 2. We've got a negative times a positive next, so negative. 2 times root 2 is 2 root 2. And a negative times a negative, so positive. 2 3's are 6. So collecting the like terms, we've got 2 plus 6. And we've got negative 3 root 2, take away 2 root 2. So 2 plus 6 is 8. Negative 3 root 2, take away 2 root 2, will be negative 5 root 2. And I'll show you on the calculator quickly that if you want to simplify surds, the calculator will do it for you. So the calculator, here's the first one. So the example, 7 minus 4 root 3. The calculator will simplify surds for you. And if I show you one on the previous page, so root 27 plus root 75. Root 27 plus root 75, 8 root 3. So the calculator will simplify for you. Next up, rationalizing the denominator. When we're asked to rationalize the denominator, that means get rid of the surd from the bottom of the fraction. So the first example, 8 over root 6. To get rid of the square root, we can multiply top and bottom by root 6. We multiply top and bottom by the same thing to keep the fraction equivalent. So if we do this, 8 times root 6 on top, which is 8 root 6, and root 6 times root 6 on the bottom, which is 6. So we've rationalised the denominator. It's no longer a third, but we can simplify this further. If we half top and bottom, we'll get 4 root 6 over 3. The second question, so it's more complicated. We've got 5 plus 2 root 3 on top and 2 minus root 3 on the bottom. In these cases, what we do is we multiply top and bottom by the same as the denominator, but with a different sign. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by 2 plus root 3. And doing this will cancel out the root 3 terms. And you'll see that when we do the expansion. So let's do the expansion. Let's do the top first. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times root 3 is 5 root 3. 2 root 3 times 2 is 4 root 3. And 2 root 3 times root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. So 2 3's are 6. And the bottom, 2 times 2, 4. 2 times root 3, 2 root 3. Negative times a positive next, so negative, and 2 times root 3, again 2 root 3. Negative times a positive is negative, and root 3 times root 3 is 3. So let's collect the like terms. On top, we've got 10 plus 6, which is 16. And we've got 5 root 3's plus 4 root 3's, which is 9 root 3's. On the bottom, the 2 root 3 terms cancel out. That's why we did the 2 different signs here. 2 root 3, take away 2 root 3 is nothing. So those terms are gone. We've just got 4 minus 3, which is 1. And we can simplify this further by dividing both terms on top by 1, which is 16 plus 9 root 3. And a question for you to try. So pause the video, give it a go, and press play when you're ready to carry on. So we've got 21 over 3 plus root 2. We're going to multiply top and bottom by 3 minus root 2. And that will get rid of the third from the bottom of the fraction. So on top, 21 times 3, 63. 21 times negative root 2, positive times a negative is negative. 21 times root 2 is 21 root 2. On the bottom, 3 3's are 9. Positive times a negative is negative. 3 times root 2, 3 root 2. 3 times root 2 again. Positive this time, 3 root 2. And a positive times a negative. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. So collect the like terms. We can't simplify the top any more than it is already. And on the bottom, our root 2 terms cancel out. So we've just got 9 take away 2, which is 7. And we can simplify this by dividing both the terms on top by 7. They're both in the 7 times table. So 63 over 7 is 9. And 21 root 2 over 7 will be 3 root 2. So we've got 9 minus 3 root 2. To finish up, we've got expanding triple brackets. So we've got an example. We've got n minus 3 times 3m plus 4 squared. Squared means multiplied by itself. So we've got n minus 3 times 3n plus 4 times 3n plus 4. So we're going to expand the first two brackets to start with and ignore the last one. So we're going to expand and simplify just the first two. So we're going to have n times 3n, 3n squared, n times 4, 4n, negative times a positive is negative, 3 times 3n is 9n, and negative times a positive is a negative, 3 4s are 12. So that's going to be our first bracket now, and we've got 3n plus 4, which is, it was our third bracket, it's now our second bracket. So let's collect like terms. We've got 2n terms in the first bracket. So we've got 3n squared. We've got 4n, take away 9n, which is negative 5n. And we've got minus 12. And the second bracket is still unchanged. So now we're going to expand and simplify again. So we're going to do 3n squared times both the terms in the second bracket, minus 5n, negative 5n, times both the terms in the second bracket, and the negative 12 times both the terms in the second bracket. So we'll start with 3n squared times 3n, which is 9n cubed. We've got 3n squared times 4, which is 12n squared. Then moving on to the negative 5n, got a negative times a positive, so negative 5n times 3n is going to be 15n squared, negative times positive again, 5n times 4 is 20n, and we've got negative times positive again, so moving on to the negative 12, negative 12 times 3n, negative times a positive is negative, 12 times 3n is 36n, and negative 12 times positive 4 is negative 48. So now we're going to collect like terms. We've got 2n squared terms, and we've got 2n terms which we can simplify. So we've got 9n cubed. For the n squareds, we've got 12n squared, take away 15n squared, which is negative 3n squared. And for the n's, negative 20n, take away 36n, is negative 56n. And we've got minus 48 on the end, and that is our answer. So there's a question for you to try. So pause the video, give it a go, and press play when you're ready for the answer. Okay, so let's expand the first two brackets and ignore the last one to start with. So 3m times 2m is 6m squared. 3m times 3, that's 9m. And negative 5 times 2m is going to be negative 10m. And negative 5 times positive 3 is negative 15. And the last bracket is still there. So collecting like terms, we've got 2m terms. We've got 6m squared. We've got 9m take away 10m. We just write that as negative m minus 15, and the last bracket is still there. So we're ready to expand and simplify again. So 6m squared times both the terms in the second bracket. 6m squared times m, 6m cubed. 6m squared times negative 1, going to be negative 6m squared. Now negative m times both the terms in the second bracket. So a negative times a positive is negative. M times m is m squared. A negative times a negative is positive. Negative m times negative 1 or positive. So m times 1 is m. And we've got negative 15 times both the terms in the second bracket. So negative 15 times m is going to be negative 15m. And negative 15 times negative 1 is going to be positive. 15 times 1 is 15. So let's collect the like terms. We've got 2m squared terms. We've got 2m terms. So we've got 6m cubed. We've got negative 6m squared. Take away another m squared, which is negative 7m squared. We've got 1m take away 15m, which is negative 14m. And we've got plus 15 on the end. So that is the answer. So that was the review of week 2. There is an assessment on Maths Grader, which is now available. The link will be in the description on YouTube or at the bottom of the page if you're watching on the website.